fucking disgusting. You know what? I'm not even gonna. You know what? Before we even get into this,
Oh no.
I totally forgot that that was coming, and it's like that hurts. Like I have to read. I have to take that out. And Jim Donovan's dead. Everything about that is gone. Like Nick Chubb's gone. Jim Donovan's dead. The dream's dead. But anyway, what the fuck is up, everybody? Good to see ya. It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
Been about 2 weeks. Life took it to two hands, grabbed me by the one ball sack, and then grabbed Dale by the ball sack with its other hand and just tugged for the last 14 days. So we had to, put it on the back burner for a bit, which is something we didn't want to do, but, life calls. And then we were out of town this past weekend, Shannon and I. Busy week last weekend, went and saw the king himself, Kendrick Lamar, and then went to San Francisco this past weekend to see the Dance Hall Crashers, motherfuckers. What's up, Mud Peppers, by the way? By the way, our king was first. Our king was here before the show even started. Mud Peppers is the man. Do you guys make tacos on Tuesdays? Are you racist? No, dude. I make tacos I make tacos 6 days a week because I'm that down with the culture. There's only one day a week I don't make tacos, and on those days I just eat fried rice and refried beans. So you can pretty much call me down for the cause, Big Daddy. But yeah, dude. Big weekend. Went to San Francisco this past weekend. Saw the Dance Hall Crashers. Was great. Shout out to them. 21 years since they've played a show, so that was pretty sick.
Wow.
Got to meet Tally Osborne. If you guys have seen my Instagram, got to see old Tally Osborne. Met Nubs herself. So that was good. But good to be back, man. Dale and I have missed you. Dale, I've missed you.
It's been a while. You thought I'd been like dead for a while. There was a couple days that were pretty rough. So it's good
dude, for sure. I thought I was gonna be having a call, find out how to. Well, honestly, like I know where you are, but if you say I needed to do a welfare check on you, I think I just call. I don't even know what the fuck to do. I would just call.
Just find Paul Nelson.
I don't know how to do that. So I don't even know who this. So like, what would be the nearest? Like, what police station do I call?
The Drumheller RCMP.
Drumheller RCMP. All right. Yeah, dude. It was set meet and greet, dude. I don't think I could tuck it up into my waistband long enough to meet and greet with you, Mud Peppers.
That would be a life experience that we need.
Dude. Yeah. I think if Mud Peppers is out in public long enough, I think he probably would end up in prison. Like I think there's probably at a 24-hour day, I think he probably gets about 6 to 8 hours outside, and then they have to chain him back up inside where he's at right now. I think he's probably upstairs in a room somewhere, chained away. But anyway, like I said, it's been a long 2 weeks. Really good to be back. We've missed you guys. And we've got a lot to go over. So kick back, relax. Next hour and a half or so, we're going to talk about a lot of things that have been going on the last few days. No front office yet. He got that doctor put in front of his name and then just jet it, dude. He just fucked around and said, see ya. But he will be here on Thursday. Have already got that confirmed. So that is good. Like always, we've got 3 bets for you today. Let me hit this refresh on here.
Oh, boy, did I go into the...
Oh, boy, did you. We haven't made a bet slip. Well, he's been betting the whole time because, as you can... I mean, look at the degeneracy on that guy's face. But this is the first time in 2 weeks we have made a bet slip. And, boy, did my guy say... Fuck it, dude. We are... Oh, shit. Where are we at here? Yeah, here's our bet slip right here. It's ugly, but it's beautiful at the same time. So reel it in, baby. If we hit this tonight, I think I put down below are always, as always, we've got our bets for the day down below scrolling. But I believe it's we're like in the 1,000 today, right? Plus 13 something.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Like I'm just praying to go 2 for 3. I make a unit. 1 for 3.
Yeah.
Like if the White Sox win, it's pretty much a wash.
Yeah, well, you're fucked, I think, on Pittsburgh. It's looking right now.
Yeah, fucking
3-0 to Miami. Sandy's pitching today.
Sandy's pitching today. I had everything lined up for the old.
Dude, can I tell you something right now? I would love to see the Guardians make a run at Sandy Alcantara. I feel like you could buy cheap. That's a guy you could buy cheap here.
And that is a guy that you desperately are willing to buy low on, and
you want to talk about a pitching staff that's going to fix him? It's going to be look what they did to Luis Ortiz right now, dude. He is a beast.
Yeah, he was just a DFA.
He couldn't throw the ball straight.
Oh, he was a DFA
3 months ago.
Oh yeah, when he was with Pittsburgh, he was fucking awful.
He was Rick Ankiel 3 months ago.
Yeah, flirted with that distance. Yep.
Rick Ankiel, dude, when he went to pitch, that motherfucker, sure, he could throw it 95 miles an hour, but it was half a mile over the catcher's head. He hit the backstop.
It's amazing how he went from being so good and one inning completely demolished his career.
Rick Ankiel, man, Cardinal legend, love that guy. But yeah, dude, I think Sandy Alcantara would be a great guy for the Guardians to look at. But what do I know? Anyway, that one's not looking too good. We got Chicago and Houston here in a little bit. That one makes me sick. I can't believe I even typed that in, but I did. And then the Athletics. We got the A's tonight. The Sacramento A's against the LA Angels, a little in-state rivalry right here.
It's crazy to think that the Rockies have won more games in the past 3 weeks than Oakland. They are on an absolute free fall. They've lost like 18 of 20. It's bad.
Dude, you want to know something fucking sick, though? I was scrolling Twit earlier, and I saw a guy whose wife just gave birth yesterday, and they were still like in the hospital, and he obviously had brought his Xbox to the hospital, his PlayStation. Like within 12 hours of the birth, he pulls like a rare Mike Trout in the show. And he said he was going to name the kid Mike after Mike Trout. It was a boy they had. So I wonder if they actually did name it, but super sick. What a guy thing to do.
That is a guy thing to do.
Shout out to that fucking guy. And I hope she lets him because she looked stoked. Like she was like, he was like fucking freaking out. And then she was like, shh. He's like, oh my God, I just pulled my card. 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 And she's like, oh, I just pulled my card.
Oh, that's awesome that she appreciated it.
I'm like, let's fucking go. But I wouldn't know that because I'm a cheap bitch and I'm not playing the show right now because, fuck you for taking it off Xbox Game Pass. So that's where I'm at on that. All right, let's get into some shit. Let's get into some NFL real quick. As we heard us talk about at the top of the show, and if you were here for the intro, which I now have to change, because I just have to. I mean, if he would have retired, maybe, but he's gonna be playing against us at some point. So now he can't be in the intro. Shout out to all the viewers out there right now. If you guys are on YouTube, before we get hopping into things, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. We'd truly appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, please, please, please hit the like on the stream. It takes 1 second. Please just hit that like button. If you're on X, man, hit the follow on X. We'd truly appreciate it. Share the stream. Hop in the comments, man. We're always talking shit on Twitter. What's up, Ray? How you doing, big dog? Bay was awesome, man. A great time. The weather, no shit, though, while we were out there, the weather was colder there than it was here in St. Louis. So that was kind of shitty. But it wasn't like, I mean, it got cold towards the end of the day. It was like 50s, and you're on the fucking bay, so the wind is ridiculous. And I knew that the homeless problem was bad in San Francisco. Goddamn, I didn't realize it was that bad. Let me tell you, by the night, I mean, even in the day, when the night goes down and it's nighttime, you're driving around San Francisco. Like, we did a lot of driving around. We rented a car. So like, we explored. We did a lot, as much as we possibly could in 2 days, given the time we had with the show and other shit that we already had going on. And by the time it was nighttime, the sun went down, dude, you had people huddling, smoking crack on the sidewalk, like in the open. Dude, when we parked 1 block from the show on Saturday night in a parking garage, from the time I closed the door and hit lock on the key, and to the time I got in line for the show, I walked past 2 piles of human shit on the sidewalk. And then we did some investigation, and apparently San Francisco, within the budget, they spend money on sanitation teams because there are so much human shit in the street in San Francisco from the homeless problem there. It's fucking crazy. I mean, they're just like walking. When we were in line for the show, this homeless guy came by, draped in a blanket, had a serrated blade under the blanket, like just hoping somebody said something. Bro, I'm telling you, like all the hotels out there have got security. Like we stayed on the pier. All of the hotels had like a security guard standing out front because like they're just on top of each other. But it's a beautiful goddamn place. You know, it is what it is. Still a beautiful place. Show was fun. Had a great time. So, all right, let's get into it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. Nick Chubb. Fuck! Right? I mean, we knew this was coming. I told you you, I think, knew I had accepted this.
You had. You had got to the point that you were okay with this.
Like, I think the draft, right? You don't draft Quinshot Judkins and Dylan Sampson, right? If you're not, if you're planning on, maybe there's still room. Like in my opinion, maybe you got rid of Jerome Ford. If I'm being completely honest, there. I mean, I understand the youth is on his side. You don't know what Nick Chubb's gonna. He didn't look great after coming back from the knee injury, and then he ends the year on a broken foot, right? So it's like the guy has just gone through it. I mean, he's my favorite Brown of all time. So obviously I want him to be back. I wanted him to be back. I would push Jerome Ford into the ocean, okay, and let him. I would put him on a little raft and I'd kick him off into the ocean if I could, right? Or not even the ocean, Lake Erie. Just I love him. I like Jerome Ford. I still have him on my fantasy team, my dynasty team. But come on, so. But we knew it wasn't happening, right? The writing was on the wall. But this hurts, right? When it happens, when you get that notification, I told you over the weekend, I'm like, you motherfucker, you're like, what? I'm like, you're going to take Chubb. You're like, I didn't even see that. And I'm like, well, it's coming, big dog. Trust me. And I'm going to say this. I'm not glad that he's on any other team but I am glad that at least you have him now. Mm-hmm. And can I tell you, how odd is it that you have just Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb are teammates now?
Yeah, that's a sentence to say out loud.
That's a duo right now, dude. Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, the two best AFC North running backs of the last 10 years?
10 years, yeah, probably. Yeah, that's probably safe to say.
Nick Chubb, easy. So,
and they got him for the right price. They got him for dirt cheap. If he falls off, if he prices right Yoling game and falls off the cliff, you threw $2 million at him. If he can be even if you could get a scrape of Nick Chubb for 6 weeks. Yeah, this is good, and it's a great insurance policy either way. So,
I'm with you, dude. I think I think that's such a sick duo to have, dude. Like for you to be, and like Joe Mixon should prove that he's got plenty of life left, right? I mean, he just needed to change the scenery. And look, I think Nick Chubb, I still think he's got it. Like, and I don't know if he's gonna. Be Nick Chubb of 3 years ago, right? But I mean, Nick Chubb, if there's anybody dead, I will never. And I know Father's Time is undefeated, and like the body can only do so much. But again, I will believe that Nick Chubb is washed and I know I've kind of seen it, right? But again, I have to see it. I need to really see he's fallen off a cliff for me to be like, all right, Nick Chubb's done. So I think that if he's like in a 1B role with Joe Mixon, right, I think that's just going to be super sick. I think that's great. He says, Under says, I like Nick Chubb a lot, but Quinshot Judkins is better at this point in his career. Rushing and receiving combined, I think Judkins hits 1,000 yards. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, look, maybe. I mean, I don't know. See, it's hard for me to say. I mean, I do agree that, yeah, and I love what I'm seeing from Quinshot Judkins on film and like in camp. His cuts are nasty. His footwork is disgusting. Everything everybody's saying from him is good shit, right? But it hurts that this had at this price. This is the cost of it, right? And I think that it more so that like I think it's that this should have never happened. I tweeted about it when it the other day, yesterday when the signing happened, and it's just like you know, like I said, I knew it was coming, but without Minka Fitzpatrick, like it just shouldn't have ended this way, right? Like it sucks that this ends on a Minka Fitzpatrick hit 2 years ago, a dirty hit, right? In the knee, fucks his career up. He's out for a year, whatever, year plus, comes back, like I said, ends on the broken foot. But everything's been downhill since then, and it just really sucks that this is the way. We should have never seen. There should have never been a world, right, where Nick Chubb took another snap in another uniform, right? I mean,
absolutely.
It's I don't know, but I mean, so how do you feel? Like you said, I know you said it's a good, you like him in mix and thing, but like as a Houston fan, right? I mean, as a young team, a team has really done its absolute best since the Deshaun Watson trade, right? I mean, they trade Deshaun Watson, get the haul, and they have done absolutely everything to get as young as possible. They go get D'Amico Ryans as a coach. They got CJ. They got rest in peace Tank Dell. I need him back eventually. But we know he won't play this year, sadly. They go out and get the 2 receivers this year, right? They've still got Nico Collins, who's young. I mean, everyone there is young. So, but how do you feel about going young everywhere, and then you got Nick Chubb mixing, or how do you feel about giving? I mean, it's what did they sign him for? Let me
I
get
think
the
it was
money
like
too.
2.5. It
1 year
wasn't much.
deal, $2.5 million, and I saw it's like worth up. It can be worth up to 5.
Yeah,
in
it
incentives.
incentivized the shit out of it. Like
Right.
it kind of is a tiny bit scary having to. I don't want to say back. They're on like the 12th hole of 18. There's still some juice left in there, but there's also could not be. So it's a little scary, but if both of that, like, if Mixon runs for close to 1,000 and you get 500 out of Chubb, and you can just interchange that, like, Chubb's running the ball really good that week, let him take the 20 carry. Like, it's a coach's dream. And if one of them goes down, you have a bell cow if you need it. So I think it's a little scary that they're both on the older side of football wise, but I don't mind it. It's the perfect. It's like throwing money. I'll use a baseball analogy. It's like throwing money at the bullpen. You throw money at some of these guys, and you hope to God you get the really good. If you get the middle of the pack, you're perfectly fine. And if it blows up in your face, you cut them, and it's like dropping like 75 cents in the can.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think it's a hell of a signing, dude. I mean, 2.5, you get even somewhat close to a decent Nick Chubb for $2.5 million. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that's just absolutely disgusting. I saw, he's going to wear 21. I saw him put on Instagram earlier. I don't know if he played. Did he play? I don't know if he played high school or something around there, or
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. But he put up an old picture of him wearing the 21. So he'll wear 21 in Houston. He's already at camp. He was there today. It was wild, dude. I mean, he's been deadlifting. He's been doing the damn thing, and it's. I think he's gonna have a nice year. I really do, and he looks good. Like, I mean, obviously, whatever. Here he is, right here.
Looks lean. Ready for contact.
I just can't believe I'm looking at Nick Chubb and not orange and brown. It's fucking wild. Like, I don't know. Like, Myles Garrett requesting a trade. Obviously he stays, but then now like that fucking sucks. And then he comes in today, right? So Myles, we talked about it last week, or I think we talked about it like our last stream, right, where he didn't show up for OTAs.
His anime
So yeah,
thing,
he's
right?
doing the anime thing. Well, he gets to camp and he's like, I've been lobbying all offseason for Andrew Berry to bring back Nick Chubb. I'm like, all right, Miles, like, did you hear the words? We want you to be a better leader and just decide I'm going to absolutely do everything I can not to be that. Like, we don't care that you were lobbying to bring back Nick Chubb. Like, of course you were. I'm sure the whole goddamn locker room wanted Nick Chubb back, right?
Mhm.
We don't need you to come out and like. It's basically it's just such a like. Well, I told them. It's like, well, they didn't want to do it.
The mind-boggling part is that if he only got 2.5 million on the open market, you cannot tell me that the Texans don't have 2.5 mil, or the Browns have $2.5 million in cap space to make that happen.
Yeah, well, we have plenty of cap space from what I understand,
Exactly.
because I think we had a pretty good amount of cap space, and then we've got, I don't know if we've already gotten the Deshaun Watson money, but I assume, which I don't know. Like, here's my thing, motherfuckers are saying like Mary Kay is talking about like which who knows, right? Mary Kay Cabot she likes to talk, but they have yet to put him on. Like we've already heard Tank Dell's out all year, right? We've heard they have yet to declare Deshaun out all year, and
Correct.
it's like, and there's whispers, he's really ramping up his social media usage, right? And he's really putting these rehab videos out and shit big time. And some people are starting to think like the Browns might think he could play at some point this year. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but for the sake of cap space, I hope to get, I don't know. I don't know what I want there, but I would, the $40 million would be nice, wouldn't it?
That is such a tricky conundrum. That is so
What do
okay.
you do there? What do you do there? Deshaun
This is
Watson says, all right, I think I'm ready. Rehab team says, look, I think he's going to be ready by week 5, 6. I think he'll be, he's not going to be ready to start the season. But then you've got, and we already don't know what they're going to do. You've got Flacco, you've got Gabriel, you've got Pickett, you've got Shador looked lit it up today. Go to Twitter and watch that shit. Lit it up.
and
What do
don't
you do?
forget
What the fuck do you do?
and to make this conundrum, let's say it's like somewhere like week 6 or 7, just for easy terms. If I can remember correct, that first 5 or 6 weeks of your schedule is fucking awful.
Oh, yeah, we're getting finger banged all year
It's
and
like
really bad out of the gate.
out of the gate. If you're 2-4, you've done great. 1-5 is staring you. If I remember correct, I can't remember, but it was like the first 6 weeks you are in hell.
Yeah, it's not going to be good, and honestly, I think the way you got to do it is look. I think regardless of what I want, but I think if you're the Browns and you believe in somebody that's in that room right now, not named Deshaun Watson, you just have to be like, look, Deshaun, we're shutting you down. We don't care that you can play right now. We don't think you're like, if they don't think he's the future of that team, which I mean, I am struggling to find anybody that can truly believe that. Which, look, if Deshaun Watson somehow came back and was elite, I would take that, right? I mean, I'm a Browns fan, like first. Like, I'm not one of these guys who's like trying to cherry pick who the fuck I want to be the guy. I just want someone to be the guy. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck who it is. Okay. So I don't care. And if Deshaun Watson makes a goddamn miracle comeback, right? And so be it. But I hope it's Shador. I hope it's, I don't know. I just hope somebody steps up, and I hope it's not Joe Flacco, because I don't need Joe Flacco to do it because he's 50, right? I need somebody that can do this for the next 5 years at least.
And that's the match. Like, if you get to week 6 or 7 and you know Deshaun Watson is healthy, what in the fucking hell do you do?
I mean, it's just a fucking headache. It really turns into a problem then. Trade Deshaun to the Jets, best man GM of all time. Me has solved the problem. Dude, I think that'd be sick if you can get the Jets to do it. But, dude, they're really... It's Justin Fields' time there, baby. They love him.
It's such a the Browns quarterback room is fascinating in like before you get to Deshaun Watson. And then you throw that fucking kink in that could just make it even more of a clusterfuck. Like, what do you? I'm gonna I'm gonna try and make Nick's head blow up. Let's say somehow you go 3-3 through that schedule, and week 7 Deshaun Watson is able to be your starter. And I'm going to say Shador Sanders somehow gets you to be a 3-3 football team through that ugly start of the season. What do you do?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, you just got to pray that somebody on that team balls the fuck out and can just do it consistently. I mean, you just have to go with the hot hand. Like I think the Browns are in that position where they're not in any position to be like picky. You just got to play the guy. Hopefully, it's not Flacco. That's going to be the best, team. Here's today's mini camp though. So Flacco took no team reps today.
Nice.
Look at dude, 10 of 12.
Nothing wrong with that.
Two tutties.
Just to hammer home the point, the Browns start at home against Bengals, on road against Ravens, home to the Packers, on the road against Detroit, home to the Vikings, at the Steelers, home to the Dolphins. That is your first 7 weeks.
Yeah, it's fucking booty, dude. I mean, it's ugly. No primetime games. They purposely didn't put us on primetime so they could just bury us inside, like in the background. They're just gonna fucking they're gonna just absolutely annihilate us with the schedule, and they're gonna take us off TV so nobody sees it. It's live murder.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. That Vikings game I talked about. It's in London.
Yeah, fuck the Vikings though,
and no bye week on the way back. You got to go to Pittsburgh after.
Or we're gonna beat. Mark me down right now. Everybody mark it down. Bookmark it. 6/10/2025. We're going to kick the dick out of the Vikings in that game. Fuck J.J. McCarthy, dude. We're going to plant that pussy.
God, that is a horrendous start.
Yeah, no, it's ugly. I mean, like I said, they did it on purpose, but it is what it is. I hate the Browns, and it is what it is. Like, look, I'm not looking for 10 wins this year. Not looking for anything like that. Jesus Christ, sorry, I got a text. But anyway, I just think that that threw me off big time. But I think that I do think they're going to win the game in against the Vikings. Fuck JJ McCarthy, but I don't care about the wins this year. This is all about we got to find out if we get 2 first-round picks next year. So the trade, the Travis Hunter trade, and all that stuff, like it has to be for something, right? So we have to find out if we need a quarterback in the first round next year. Because if not, boy, we're also sitting really pretty. Imagine if like Shador or Gabriel or somehow Kenny Pickett has like a goddamn Sam Darnold year, right? It's imagine you have that scenario and now you got 2 first round picks next year.
That could be legit 2 top 10 picks.
There could be 2 top 10 picks. It's a beautiful
thing. 2 top 5 picks. I don't want you to have that, but you could have 2 top 5 picks next year.
Yeah, it'd be beautiful. So, I am pretty excited about that. So that's where we're at with the Browns. That's what I'm hoping to see out of the Browns this year. Travis Hunter can't stop dancing. I saw that every 2 seconds at camp, he's dancing around. And the other day, like his teammates had to like physically turn him around. So, who knows, dude? Maybe not. That girl's gonna rob him blind, though. I know that. All right, let's go. Let's move on to our other NFL story of the day. That is Aaron Rodgers. A few days ago, that finally the saga has finally ended. This year's version of where in the fuck is Aaron Rodgers going to play? We're going to sit around all year while he does ayahuasca and trips balls in the woods and figures it out, right? That's and what team is he going to deadlock this year? And this year it was the Pittsburgh Steelers. Luckily, it panned out. After he came out of wherever the fucking hole he's been in for the last 6 months, he has decided Pittsburgh's where I want to play. He got married, apparently. He was asked about that today, which who gives a shit. But he got married, apparently, too. So poor woman. That poor woman is probably going through some terribly awful, like just mental abuse. I can only imagine what living with Aaron Rodgers is like. But poor her. But yeah, I mean, 1-year deal. AFC North. What do you think about this? Does this move needles for you in as far as at this age? Do you think he's going to be better? Is this a better situation than he was in New York? What? It's so wild, right? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I never thought I'd see Aaron Rodgers in the AFC North, but here we are.
I think it's might be a better situation. Is this the nail that makes oh my god, the Steelers coach, Mike Tomlin? Is this his final nail in his coffin? If like, does this not feel like okay? I'll ask you this question: what is the ceiling for the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers? Like 11 wins? Like
Yeah,
just
probably. I mean, you got to think. I mean, best case scenario, they got DK Metcalf right. They went out and got they drafted that kid at running back right, or
yeah.
did they draft a kid at running back? Who else do they got at receiver there? Roman Wilson, right?
Yep. Yeah, they got.
That's fucking it, basically. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, probably 10 wins. I mean, it's going to be a rough division
Right.
depending on schedule, which I'd have to go back and look at the schedule again. I know they opened the schedule against the Jets, right? They opened up against the Jets, which is going to be cinema, right?
Yep.
Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers. They just swapped teams basically. So that'll be interesting.
So okay, so I thought like 11's like my if the bottom falls out, this team could win 4 games. Like this team could be worse than the Browns if the bottom falls out.
Yeah, and you saw who didn't report today, right?
Yes.
TJ Watt. Mr. Crybaby himself. Mr. I should have won that award every year. Mr. Boohoo on Twitter about the goddamn Depot year every year.
I'm telling you, man, like, if you're a Steelers fan, hope for 9-8.
Look, I'm going to tell you one thing real quick, just an AFC in North in general, a little notey note. Obviously, the Ravens are sitting pretty right. They're the best. But I'm not going to lie, at all the teams right now, like, the Browns aren't even doing, like, they don't even look as bad as the Bengals do right now. I mean, look at that. Did you see this shit, the first round pick? Did you read that shit today?
No.
You know that guy what the fuck's his name? Hold on.
You're good.
Bengals first round pick this year. Shamar Stewart.
Okay.
So he's their first round pick, right? He's a defensive end. So they were gonna, pit him alongside Trey Hendrickson, or he was gonna be Trey Hendrickson's replacement, whatever needed. I've got to get a new fucking camera because this whole moving around thing all the time, it gives me heartburn. But anyway, that was the plan, right? We're gonna put him along Trey Hendrickson. They're gonna be a fucking unit, and if Trey Hendrickson gets away or whatever, he's gonna be the replacement. Well, he hasn't taken a snap for this team in any sort of fashion. He hasn't practiced. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't signed his rookie deal yet. In nothing. And
that's a problem.
So, and it's been a problem, and he has not been quiet about it. And then obviously Trey Hendrickson is officially holding out as of today and says, look, fuck you guys, or as of yesterday or today, one of the two. He's like, no, I'm not. Like, you are going to pay me. I'm prepared to miss games, right? Well, they're already looking bad there because these are all things that the Bengals every year. These are all things, right? That even the contracts they just had to give T. Higgins and whatever. These are all things they never get ahead of the game, right? They're always way too late to the fucking party. It makes no sense.
Yeah, they are the team that likes to fuck things up royally.
Like, Bengals score 40 points a game. The defense will allow 39. Yeah, or 41. And that, like, dude, they always fuck it up. And this is another one of those things where, like, if they just would have not waited this long and gotten this done before, because, again, the worst thing that could have happened to them and Bengals fans who were, they were so happy that Myles Garrett went out, right? They're like, ha, 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 ha. You're going to lose Myles. Ha, ha. And then we said, yeah, here's our big dick and truck stock Jimmy's wallet. Okay, and we signed that big boy. He didn't fucking want to be in Cleveland, and it's clear, but he took the money. It is what it is. Now Trey Hendrickson's saying, oh, Oh, that's that's beautiful. I want that.
Exactly. You give me
And the Bengals are going, oh, well, we actually just sawed our assholes out and delivered it to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase on a golden platter.
Yeah.
We don't have any money. So, oops, on your end. And then this is what this guy says today, right? Shamar Stewart. Because, of course, the Bengals are trying to throw him under the bus because that's what they do. He says, in my case, I'm 100% right. We're going to get back to Aaron Rodgers. I know, again, if you're new here, this is what we do. Hard right turn. He says, in my case, I am 100% right, Stewart said when asked about ESPN about how long the situation could last. I'm not asking for nothing that's never been done before. Y'all just want to win an argument instead of winning games, in my opinion.
Ooh, shots fired.
That was his quote today. Said that to the media. Like, what do you do? I mean, like, so again, I would say that the Browns aren't looking too bad right now, right? I mean, the QB situation, right? That's kind of funny to a lot of people, right? Like, who knows what's going to happen there? But we had a Myles Garrett problem for about 2.5 weeks. Okay. And we shut that shit down immediately, right? The Trey Anderson situation is a problem. Sorry. And again, if you're new here and you keep seeing me move around and you have epilepsy, sorry, sit down, put sunglasses on. I will not stop moving because my camera's challenged. But yeah, I feel a lot better, now after TJ Watt not hold, now he's holding out. You don't know what you're getting with Aaron Rodgers here, right? I mean, they're giving Aaron Rodgers, they waited around, 1 year, $13.5 million, $10 million guaranteed. Could be as high as $19 million, 19.5 with incentives, so $20 million.
Wow.
If he plays 70% of the Steelers' regular season snaps in order to be eligible for any of his incentives, Hall of Famer will receive $500,000 if the Steelers get to the postseason. Wild card round victory, in which he plays 50% of the game, or his team earns a first round bye, gives him another $600,000. The Steelers if he leads the Steelers to a divisional round win, is on the field for at least half of the snaps, he now earns $750,000 more.
Jeez.
The incentives hit the millions when it comes to leading the Steelers to victories later in the playoffs. Winning the AFC Championship games in which he plays half the game, the same thing, triggers $1 million incentive, and a Super Bowl win would get another $1.5 million. So they really laced this bad boy up, and it just shows you how bad the Steelers want to get back to the postseason and win. All these are there's not even a stat thing here, like not even like a be a this or be a that. It's all, bitch, get to the postseason and win.
Yeah, give us. You play the snaps, get us there. The end. We pay you. I think the Steelers could be a hot mess.
Here we go. Actually, he actually gets a $1.5 million if he gets MVP as well.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening. He says though, Tuesday after practice, his first practice, like I said, today was the first day he was there. Wearing number 8. I saw somebody talking about this last week. You know who had the best day out of all this? That punter that wore number 8. You're talking about the guy who was super stoked there, Aaron Rodgers to sign there. You got to think he just got paid very handsomely for the number 8. Probably more than his salary.
Yeah, exactly. Could you cut me? I'm cool if you need to cut me.
Yeah, he's like, you know what, brother, I don't need to play in the NFL anymore. Aaron Rodgers gave me cool $4 million. I'm done. I don't need it. But anyway, first day on the court or on the field, Jesus Christ. Rodgers says, I don't know a lot of guys' names. They don't have names on the back of the jerseys yet. They don't have names on the meeting rooms because they're poverty. Literally walk out of the locker room lost. I have to grab somebody and say, hey, where am I going? But I'll get the feel of it. I'm excited about making this home. So that sounds like he is very optimistic and excited about being there.
No, nothing like integrating yourself with your teammates so you know some of these things.
But here he is, dude. In a million years, did you ever think Aaron Rodgers was going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler?
No. You could have like tagged him to go to some bad franchise to end his career, but not the Steelers. Well, I think the Steelers might be. They could be falling into the bad franchise category. I think we're
Oh, very
ways
much
away
so.
from that.
And to be completely and to back to what you were saying when we first started talking about this, the Mike Tomlin thing. If they don't make the playoffs,
He's gone.
and or they go under 500, I do think they're both out of there. I think that would be the end of and yeah, I mean that's the thing, and that's what a lot of people think, right? I mean, you're talking about a guy who consistently, right? 500, he's never gone under 500 or whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, and this is a guy that really, really, really stuck his neck out for this, and he went all in on this, and yeah, I think a lot of Pittsburgh is already kind of over the Mike Tomlin thing, which is crazy, right? Because like it does suck because like he hasn't gotten you much in a long time, but like and some of his coaching decisions are kind of whatever, but his style can really rub people the wrong way. But grass isn't always greener, and I think that the day they get rid of Mike Tomlin, I don't know, they might get somebody that can come in and do something better, but they very well might not. And yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers could be the death sentence for.
It feels like
For
he
Mike Tomlin.
knows. Mike Tomlin is on a weird hot seat. Like he's not on a hot seat, but you kind of know exactly what he needs to do to keep his job and what he doesn't. And him rolling the dice on Aaron Rodgers is a monstrous gamble.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
GM of you're Mike Tomlin. Do you your end of the year, you've got 3 options. You can only keep one of the 3 guys. You got Russ, Fields, who are both departing, or you can go out and get Aaron Rodgers. Are you keeping one of those guys that you had, or are you going with Aaron Rodgers? Now, I think maybe obviously maybe Russ is maybe out of that equation. Maybe it's more Fields versus Rodgers. But who do you bring back?
I think I would take Fields. Fields even feels like the safer option. He's already in the system. You know what he's going to do. Like, Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is 41, and Aaron Rodgers is a cancer in your locker room.
I mean,
I think I'm.
Do you remember how excited what's his name? Wilson. What's his first name?
Russell Wilson?
No, from the Jets, the receiver.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. No.
Why is this happening to me? Garrett Wilson. Jesus Christ. And he's Ohio State. But do you remember how excited he was to have him there? Like they were like talking throughout the offseason and they're doing this and making little jokes and how it was going to be. Bro, they hated each other by the time they left. So it's like, you never know. But going to be interesting. And I'm very glad. I know Myles Garrett said something. Let me see if I can find the quote. He did say something about it today, and Steelers fans are already, fucking having a fit. But, fuck them. Let's see what they said here. So they asked so they just asked him, what he thought about Aaron Rodgers joining the AFC North, and he replied, "I think it's a good opportunity to put him in the graveyard."
Nice.
So, pretty neat. Pretty neat there. So, all right. Well, yeah, pretty cool. We'll see how that plays out, right? 1 year, $20 million for Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old. Guy who just won. How many games did the Jets win last year? 5? Yeah, let's see. Jets 2024 record. Yeah, 5-12. There you go. Look at you. 5-12. 5-12.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's take a little pit stop before we get to any other major sports, and let's shine a little light on our boy, huh?
Oh, our boy.
The Bullet.
Oh.
Stephen motherfucking Bunting, huh?
What? Oh, God. I hope you have that picture up because, oh, boy. It was, preface, I did not get to see this live, but it was good to see. I heard on the broadcast because I watched the little half-hour YouTube thing. There's been, what was it, 4 people that have won 3 of the Masters events in a row. Phil Taylor, Michael Van Gerwin Price, amazingly Rob Cross. God, that is so sexy. And our boy. Oh.
What a fucking god. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, that is fucking peak athleticism that you're looking at right here. That is peak athleticism.
Nick Chubb only wishes he could be that good.
He only wishes. I don't see any. I've never seen any pictures of Nick Chubb sleeping in a bed with his trophy. Not only that, 3 different times.
Yeah.
3 different times.
Cool little trophy, by the way.
It is a cool little trophy. I wish on Instagram's the one where they had the one where they had all 3 of the pictures put together. But
nice.
Yeah, dude. What a fucking gangster, dude. Love it. No. Stephen Bunting's second World Series title 2024. The Nordic Darts Masters, man. Love to see it. He had a really, really rough. Well, he turned it on a little bit at the end towards, in the Premier League. Didn't really end the way that he wanted to, right? Didn't make the cut. Now the Premier League's over with Luke Humphreys winning. Love Luke Humphreys. And if you guys are following on Instagram, you guys saw the post for the show tonight, the I Predict a Riot song that we commonly use for our posts on Instagram. That is the Luke Humphreys walkout song, who I think has the second best walkout song outside of obviously Stephen the Boule, Stephen the Bad Boule, the Boule Bunting, dude. I fucking love him. So I Predict a Riot. Love that fucking song. Shots to Luke Humphreys. But yeah, love him. Who did he beat in the finals?
Rob Cross.
Cross, who gave him absolute fits in the Premier League this year. Rob Cross fucking owned him in the Premier League, but Rob Cross cannot play him in tournaments. I think is that who he beat Littler the first time for the other one, right?
Yeah, I believe it was Littler.
I want to say he beat Littler, but I think the first one before that might have been Cross. I think that might have been Cross.
That sounds right. Yeah. So, no, it was...
God, dude.
Oh, but
he's the oldest 40-year-old. He's the oldest 39-year-old man in the world.
I remember being 41. The day that you showed me that he was 39 turning 40,
It's fucking crazy that he's 39, 40 years old. Well, now he's 40, right? He just turned 40.
Yeah, he just turned 40, yeah. And it was more like I was so excited and so demoralized at the same time.
Dude, let me just tell you, you look better than Stephen. I mean, look, Stephen Bunting obviously is cleaned up. He looks better than both of us because he's got money. Like, he looks like a handsome guy. But yeah, I think if Stephen Bunting, if you were to catch him like at the gas station on a Saturday morning, dude, this guy probably looks like shit.
Yeah, he's probably because I remember when you sent me like his like daily routine.
Yeah, the college or the Fortnite.
Yeah, he goes into his like basement and he's got like this cool little darts room, and he practices for like 3 or 4 hours, and his wife makes him a meal, and he fucking plays Fortnite, not in his man cave, on his couch in his living room with his kid and his wife around,
making them watch. It's not like, hey babe, while you guys are doing your thing, I'm gonna fucking go downstairs and play some Fortnite. He goes, saddle up, motherfuckers. Dad's about to pop in, dude. I'm dropping hot, and straight up makes them watch him play Fortnite because he's a gangster.
I'm gonna drop a 15 bomb like clicks for all the people that watch the Fortnite. I actually know who that is. Yeah.
Ray says, I'm 38. Can't believe he looks like that's the Guinness diet. Yeah, no, that is the Guinness diet. That's a pro dart player, baby.
Yep. It's that is on the
Gerwin
sports.
Price is the only single one basically that doesn't look like a fucking bowling pin. Like they are literally, they're like chunky head, skinnier frame, but then they get to the middle and it's just, and then they have skinny legs.
And then Gerwin Price played rugby his whole career and doesn't have a neck, and his neck goes straight into his shoulders.
Luke Humphreys is another one he's just scrawny.
Yeah, he's scrawny. He looks like he has a little bit of that. Like if I told you Luke Humphreys was good at pickleball, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. He's got a little bit of that athleticism in him.
It is a sick fucking trophy though. Look at it.
That is. It was. I was when you.
Oh
when
shit!
You sent
Hold
me
on.
That, it was like, damn, good job, Nordic Masters. That is pretty cool.
That's a bad boy right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Made himself like 40,000
And just before
pounds.
we move on, one more time.
Ugh. Boys, you don't need to go to YouPorn tonight and find some crazy.
Save it, dude. Bookmark the photo, dude. Put it in the bank. That's what this is for, dude.
Like 52-20. Nick Dale, Nick Bunting, championship trophy. All you need for tonight, boys. All you need.
That's a bad motherfucker right there. And you can tell he's in the suite. Look at the backboard on this bed. That's a nice backboard.
What a legend.
What a fucking legend. All right. Well, enough of looking at Stephen Bunting straddle his trophies, even though I could look at that picture for another 12 hours if I needed to. But we don't need to. All right. Let's move on. Over the weekend, another thing that happened over the weekend, I have not seen this, so I'm just going to follow old Dale's lead on this one. I'm going to ask the questions. Dale's going to fucking pump us up. Money in the Bank, baby. Money in the Bank. WWE Money in the Bank happened this weekend. From everything I've heard, even from Dale's lips, from everyone else I've talked to, my buddy Mean Gene, my wrestling recital encyclopedia. Everyone said it was great. Everyone said it was a great pay-per-view. I'm still planning on going back and rewatching it. Something I'm going to do this week. But yeah, I wish I could have seen it. Like I said, everybody said it was great. Some of the winners were kind of whatever. But what do we think about this, Dale? Overall, before we start scrolling through these matches, give me a Dave Meltzer out of 5. What is it? 5 stars? Is that what he does? Give me a 5, and not just for match. Just give me for overall Money in the Bank rating. Give me a Dave Meltzer 5-star rating.
I feel if the men's winner would have been different, it would have been a 4, maybe even like 4.25. But it's like a 3.5 to 3.75. It was really good. The men. We'll get to the men's. It felt like a letdown, but. It was a really good. I should preface. I didn't see the Becky Lynch Valkyrie match because I had to go pick up the Hey Kid from going to football. So that I don't know anything about, but I've watched the rest of it. So it was a fun show. Money in the Bank is a fun show because it's a fucking car wreck.
Yeah, it's good shit. I mean, always a good time. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and watch it. Yeah, I mean, the winners though, like you said, the winner of the men and women's, right? Especially who it turns out to be, the couple, right? It's just like, I don't really, or no, Becky didn't win it, did she?
No. Becky won the Intercontinental title.
That's what she won. Okay, I knew Becky won something, but all right, well, let's get through this. So what did you give it, Dave Meltzer?
I would say the show is. I'm gonna go 4 because it was
4 or 5.
It could have been a little higher with the right people.
With the right winners, right.
It could. I feel like it could have been better, but so.
All right, so here's your women's.
That one was surprising to me. I was hoping they didn't go with Rhea Ripley.
And who was it? It was Rhea, Naomi, Bianca.
Nope.
No.
The two girls from NXT. Giselle or fuck. I'm trying.
So Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I'm like Alexa Bliss and
Perez.
Yes.
Vaquer.
Yep. Yeah, Stephanie Valkyr. She's the one that does the devil's kiss where she puts
I
the
did see her do that. The pussy pump. I saw her do that to Rhea Ripley on
on the ladder.
ladder. That was pretty. What a crazy move that is. That they've like, and then it's like become a thing. I mean, she literally just straddles you and then just cooter punches you with
Yeah.
her cooter into the back of your head, and your face just goes into the mat repeatedly. It's an insane move that they have truly invented. Like that is the whole point of the move, right? Is that yeah, this girl's just literally cooter slapping you, and you can't. And then she's doing it to somebody like Rhea Ripley on the ladder. Cool spot. Was a cool spot.
Yep.
Yeah, what were you surprised at the winner?
I was a little, yeah. I didn't. I
I
was
do like
hoping.
Naomi.
Naomi was kind of out of left field to me. But it made sense, especially with her being more of a heel now. It definitely made.
Are her and like Jey Uso like they're not even on this like do they interact at all?
No, no, they're just two totally different entities. So she had some pretty her attire too was like her caution tape with like the money on her singlet. It was pretty good, and like her badass like persona. I think it's gonna be good. I hope she hangs on to it for a
Has
little
she ever
while.
been a heel before?
No, this is kind of like the first real
I
after the
like
Jade
it. Yeah, I mean,
Cargill.
I like it. They've kind of frayed her hair a little bit. They've kind of put some dark mascara under, made her look a little
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I think it's. I hope she's one that could be a good slow burn to like do it at SummerSlam or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
I
where
can see
she
that.
should.
And like I said, I think she's a great wrestler. I think she's got a lot of talent. I think she's really good. So going into the match, before the match started, who did you think was going to win?
I thought it was going to be Alexa Bliss.
You thought Alexa Bliss was going to win. So you okay?
Valkyr or the Valkyr, I thought was they're going to strap. She's kind of like Penta. I wanted, but also it can wait a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
she's only
It's
just
still new,
scratching
right?
the surface. Yeah, exactly. It's like part of me wanted. I will tell you who I wanted to win the men's, but it was kind of the same thing. Like,
Let me tell you before speaking of Penta, and just because I'm gonna forget it when we talk about that match here in a minute, but I thought the Jacob Fatu spot where he like gets back into the ring and he turns around and all those guys are staring at him, and then he does everybody's fucking like he does
yeah,
everybody's fucking thing emote to him, and then he gets
yeah.
and then he does the Penta thing, and Penta super kicks him. Like he is. I don't know too much about Jacob Fatu. That's Jacob Fatu, right?
Solo Sokola.
Or Solo Sokoa, not
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu. Solo Sokoa. Like I don't know too much. Like I don't. I'm not a week in week out watcher, but I know obviously who he is. I'm very glad. I think from what I've seen, little bits of what I've seen, that he did not fit that last role, right? Where he was like the silent badass, right? Like I think that he's a funny guy, and I think like you have to let him be him, and I think he is killing that.
That is a dude that needed a little bit of leash so he could have a little bit of fun. Like he like when he went to L.A. night and then like went to go high five.
Dude, when he did the I was like, I laughed. I watched it like 5 times. That was the best one. Like when he did the LA Now, where he was like,
there's the one where he's like pulls Penta off the ladder or whatever, and then he goes and he does like the Penta walk to him,
yeah.
like the El Parca too, and I'm like,
There's just a lot of personality there, and I think like like I don't think like he looks like sure if you've never heard him talk, if you just walked up to him and you never met him or you never saw that side, sure he looks like a scare. They all of them Samoan guys look fucking scary if you want to put him in that role, but like to me it's you're really seeing like the Rock in him, in my opinion.
Jacob Fatu is the guy that should have been the scary silent type because that dude is fucking scary.
Yeah,
That
no, I
dude is
agree. Like he
scary.
fits that role, but I
Exactly.
definitely think Solo Sikoa has he's got a lot. He's got some rock in him, and I think that he's got that like he's good at it. Like I said, they're some of those like the Usos. They'll have some one liners. They're good on the mic. They're comfortable on the mic, right? But they're not always like killers. That guy is he's entertaining. So I just wanted to put that out there because I knew I'd forget about that. But yeah, that was a cool spot. I thought that was hilarious. But
so I clicked like the women's was like almost a 4-star match. Like I think it was
got an A.
it wasn't as good as last year's because even Tayden asked me that because Tayden watched the women's last year's and he really liked it. And I was like, it wasn't quite there, but it was good. It was really good.
Who take down Ripley and Bliss at the same time, namely climb the ladder too. Nice. Okay. All right. Well, hell yeah. All right, moving on. Dom Mysterio, Octagon Jr., who we still don't know who the fuck this is unless they're like, what is it? Chad Gable?
No. Okay, so this is so earlier in the day they did the first AAA pay per view that was on YouTube.
Oh, he's AAA guy.
Yes, and if you don't know who Mr. Iguana is, go look.
Okay.
Mr. Iguana is going to be the next. He is. How do I word it? He is the next Joe Hendry.
I like that.
Mr. Iguana. He's got a fucking weird gimmick. When you type it in right now. I want to see your response organically. Mr. Iguana.
And he's AAA?
AAA, yes. So I'll set up
what happened. Yeah, hell yeah. Look at this fucking guy.
With his, like, iguana puppet. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so stupid, it's good. Oh, yeah, pull it up. And, by the way, they're going to strap a rocket ship to this guy in the WWE because he's going to sell a fuck ton of merchandise. Mr. Iguana, everybody.
Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana.
Look at this fucking crackhead. This guy looks like a fucking schizophrenic.
But dude can go in the ring because I've seen him before and I watched. There's the AAA. So yeah, they did the first AAA part of the WWE and they did it on earlier in the day on YouTube, and so Octagon Jr. and Rey Mysterio were in. So I'm trying to remember this. So Rey Mysterio came out. They give him an honorary mask. Dom was in the stands. It was Mr. Iguana, this guy, and I think it was Aerostar. Also, I've seen him live. He's crazy.
So Dom was in the crowd while this was happening at AAA?
Yeah, and then Octagon Jr. won the match, and then Dom goes and gives him a push. He says, "I'll see you later tonight at Money in the Bank when I defend my IC title." And then that's how you got like this 8-minute match, which is perfectly fine. You got to show off AAA, which is good for AAA.
Was it a good match though? Like, was it a?
It's like a solid 8-minute sprint, right? Like, I think it's probably like a B+ or a B to a B+. Like nothing offensive, no botches. Just we're able to give Octagon Jr. a little time to shine. There was no doubt that Dom was not going to win.
Hell yeah, I like that. That's good. And then obviously, there he is.
There he is, Mr. Iguana.
I'd play it, but you know how that goes. They got a B-. So, he's been getting cheered more and more. Yeah, I mean, dude, they said it feels like WWE's got to turn Dom face or give him something to do that gets him a lot of heat. Yeah, I agree because he is. Let me tell you, after being in the building for Backlash, was it Backlash I was at?
Yep. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, they dude, people love this motherfucker. I love this guy. I think he's great. And shout out to him for going to the. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. The Eddie Guerrero gravesite. Yes.
Because he said that the backstory that when he won the IC title at WrestleMania, he said he couldn't wait to go to Eddie's grave and show his uncle that he finally won the title.
So let's fucking go, boys. That's such a sick photo. Love it. The Intercontinental Champion. That Intercontinental belt is sexy. Like, that is a beautiful belt. Like, it's old school. Yep. It's fuck you, Tanner.
Yeah, fuck you.
You virgin.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't like Mr. Iguana?
Dude, did I tell you? Oh, I forgot to tell you, while I was in San Francisco, he was one of the guys shitting on the sidewalk.
Mr. Iguana or Tanner?
No, Tanner.
Oh, that sounds about accurate.
I said, damn, dude, who's that guy squat shitting over there? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Fucking Tanner.
That's D-Gen Clips. But yeah, shout out to this man. Viva la raza. Love him, dude. Eddie's one of the GOATs. But shout out to that. Yeah, hell yeah. I love that. Good match. Before we move on to the next one, who is that mysterious guy that we thought was Chad Gable then? Are they covering the tattoo up with makeup?
That I don't know, but we're getting to Andrade or El. How do you say El Gringo? El Gringo or whatever El Americano. God, I forgot how to say it because I love saying it. So, anyways,
That's
we'll get there.
that's
El Grande Americano. That's it.
That's Andrade.
That's Chad Gable.
Oh,
Grande Americano.
All right, so let's move on here. Valkyria, they didn't let this last too long, huh?
No.
I wonder why. I mean, obviously Becky's the big dog, but
they don't need to strap a rocket to Becky. So
wait, the girl Valkyrie raised her hand.
So part of the stipulation was Becky wins. She has to raise her hand. Becky.
Oh,
loses.
but she hit her with a German suplex and a Nightwing.
Yes, I'm curious what they give the match because I didn't see any of it.
Pictures or doesn't count under.
Like I'm guessing it was just average.
He's sitting there on the toilet with his goodbye horses, the dick tucked. Yeah, no, that's whatever. I mean, got a B plus, so I assume the match. It looks like the match was good.
Fair.
So. All right, not a big Becky fan. All right, men's Money in the Bank. So we had Braun. Who we have in this match? It was Andrade, Sikoa, Penta, LA Knight. Was that it?
El Grande Americano.
Oh, El Grande Americano. So who is it if it's not Chad Gable?
It is Chad Gable. But
so are they just covering up the tat?
I guess so. But then, so like the previous week on Raw, he was wearing Chad Gable's boots, and then they were trying to do that. And so Chad Gable... Oh God, I don't want to spoil it, but Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and Wade Barrett. Oh, they're talking about El Grande Americano's nipple size.
Hell yeah!
The wraps on his arm. Oh, it is so bad. Like Tatum watched it with me, and he's like, this is weird. I'm like, no, it's hilarious because it's so bad. It's so bad, it's good.
Hell yeah. No, I love that shit. Let's fucking go.
Like they said the metal thing that he puts in his head when he headbutts somebody is for a medical condition of some sort, like some kind of sweat problem. Oh, it's
yeah, I'm gonna have to that's good shit. So it is, but it is Chad Gable.
Yes, it is Chad.
Okay. All right. So this one, like I said, I haven't really seen a whole bunch of. I saw the Sikoa spot, but I haven't really seen much of this match. So this was a really good match from what I've heard, though. This was a fun match.
It was the right. Yeah, it had a little bit of everything. It had the right amount of car crash. There's a very interesting spot where. Okay, so LA Knight flings Grande Americano onto a ladder. He was supposed to like monkey flip, but he catches himself and then runs up a ladder and then uses. So this is on the outside, and then there's a ladder on the corner post that he then jumps on and leans onto the ladder, what is of course a Fireball sponsored ladder because you need to know that as well.
Of course.
Where Penta is waiting there forever in 3 days, and so he leans the ladder up and then climbs up the actual ladder and then headbutts him because he has his sinus or his sweat thing in and his loaded mask and knocks him down. And then LA Knight runs up the ladder and then does a fucking terrifying like Death Valley Driver-ish thing where they're like that close to Chad Gable, El Grande Americano hitting the ladder. It's a scary looking spot. It's like the room for error was tiny.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this. This is one I'm definitely gonna go back and watch. I did read this I was reading this afternoon that the prediction are within a couple of years, or maybe not even a couple of years, within like a year or two, they think that wrestlers will have advertisements on their shirts and on their briefs and wrestling attire and stuff like that.
Brock Lesnar did.
Yeah, it's believable. So, all right.
By the way, it's worth their time.
Chicago White Sox top 4 up 4-1. So that's good and good. Pittsburgh tried to come back. They lost 3-2. but we still needed to win by 2, so it didn't matter. So now you need Chicago to hold on. We need the A's to win later, but 4-1, top 4 right now.
Nice. Good job. Good job, Lance McCullers being a bum.
Going into this match, who'd you think was going to win?
I so fucking wanted LA Knight to win. Like, when are they gonna When are they gonna like pull the trigger?
It ain't happening.
It ain't happening. This was like felt like the last hurrah. Like I told Tayden, my order of wanting to win was Penta, but I didn't think they were gonna pull the trigger yet. LA Knight, hells yes. El Grande Americano, they could do so many fun things with Chad Gable and that. Like they could, it would be stupid, but it would be like wrestling fun stupid. And then I actually wanted Seth Rollins not to win it. He was my least favorite.
Yeah. Fuck Seth Rollins. I'm not a Seth Rollins guy. He's a great wrestler, but I hate him. I hate his character.
But I was like trying to think, is this like the way they get the belt off of John Cena?
Probably. Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense, and like that's kind of why I figured they don't want somebody like LA Knight or that to get the rub off of them. So, yeah.
That's all right, Tanner. Hang in there, big dog. You'll be all right. You'll be back when we start talking about hockey. But yeah, no, this is I don't know. Like I said, not very big on Seth Rollins, but what'd you give it though? 4 out of 5. How many stars out of 5?
It'd be 4 to 4.5. It was good.
4.5. All right. And then this is the final match. So we had John Cena, Logan Paul, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, I don't watch WWE either since middle school. It's all right, guys. I watch everything, dude. I like to keep up with all of it. It's all right. If you ain't cool enough to keep up with the WWE anymore, it is what it is. That's why we got you covered. That's why you tune in. We'll let you know what happened. But anyway, yeah, Logan Paul, John Cena. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that this final year of John Cena is going the way people wanted it to. I don't think it's going the way he wants. I don't think it's going the way anybody wants. I think it's just an awkward storyline. It sucks. And I think they need to. The Iguana guy matches Dale Rough Rider gear. Yeah, hell yeah. The Iguana guy, that's some shit straight out of like the 80s and 90s right there. That's some throwback wrestling right there.
Oh, you're going to enjoy watching Mr. Iguana, by the way. Yeah, so like this was just, you're right. They thought they were going to turn John Cena heel, but he is just the most, pretend to be surprised, the most generic heel. And it's not what we wanted.
Yeah, it's just boring. Storyline sucks. It's not fun. It's dry. It just feels forced. Yeah. And yeah, I think people are ready for this to be over. So I see that, he lost. They lost, right? So was this a good match? I did see the spot where Logan Paul was on like FaceTime or whatever when he got suplex or whatever.
Yeah. And the spot is Ron Killing's R-Truth coming back.
Yeah, I saw that. So
that's what basically this match was, which nobody, you kind of expected, but you kind of didn't.
Well, I want to get your thoughts on that. So did you see all of, you've seen all the chat, right? So Triple H comes out and tries to play it off as, this was all part of the plan, right? This was a type of thing. But then Ron Killing's kid comes out and is like, no, stop bullshitting, right? Like, that's not how this all went down. And then there was the rumor that came out that he like ignored him all week long or whatever. And then like Nick Khan had to like call him basically like with the deal and everything, like a last minute type thing. Like, and then he came out and said this wasn't a work. So, but then again, you hear that, maybe, it still could be a work just because they're not saying it. So what do you think? Like, do you think that was it A, they cut him, this is all the work, right? They cut him, this is the whole plan. They told him like, look, we're going to bring you back. We need you guys to act like this wasn't part of the plan. This is blah, blah, blah. Or do you think they cut him, saw the shit that they got for it? They saw the blowback from it all and just kind of the reception that they got, and they made like a move on the fly?
I think it was B, because so he wasn't cut. His contract was expiring soon.
Well, yeah, right. It just wasn't renewed.
Yeah. So I think they seen the groundswell, and then they're like, well, we got to capitalize on this. And probably Ron the Truth was like, well, we're not, because he's now wanting to be called Ron Killing. So he
saw him cut his dreads off.
and so that he could get bookings whenever it's done because he can't use R-Truth
R-Truth, right?
is a WWE trademark. So using his actual name, he has credibility.
Yeah, that's a crazy
It's
situation. I saw that. I mean, I don't know. And then before we move off of WWE, so Tanner can get off his fucking period. What do
yeah.
you think about the rumors of Vince McMahon? Do you think there's going to be a day where Vince owns the WWE ever again? What a fucking turn of events that would be.
I think they regret what they did. I just don't know how they're going. Vince has Saudi money that could buy it back. So that's I don't think the money is the problem. It also Vince doesn't look very good right now. Vince has done some pretty.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the problem, right? Like, how do you, how do you even get people? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no way people I don't know. I mean, I just don't think there's never going to be a day where people just let him walk in and like run the everyday again and all that. Like, I don't know. There'd have to be something.
Like, there's no way that's happening anymore.
No. I agree. Yeah, that would be fucking wild, honestly. So, I don't know. We'll see. But all right. Well, let's go to the last thing we want to talk about. Let's talk about old TJ Oshie, the man. So, TJ Oshie, dude, I'm not gonna, back in the day, these was 16 years. I mean, this is a crazy career. 2 teams. I went on to have a hell of a career. I mean, it was a big name in St. Louis, never really amounted to too much, right? He was just a young guy. I mean, he was part of that young group of people. Hold on. And it's him, David Perron. I was never homosexual. Okay. Him, David Perron, David Backus, that whole group of that core of guys that, didn't really, they won games and they were exciting, but they never really amounted to much. And then he goes on to the Washington Capitals, where he eventually wins a Stanley Cup. So it's super dope to him. I believe the last thing he did, he was still a Blue when he did the last big thing. The biggest thing he ever did as a Blue was the shootouts in the Sochi Olympics, right? So that was a big deal, which was really cool. He was like Captain America. I mean, he was the fucking biggest star in the world for a second, right? He goes in there and wins that gold or whatever for the United States, and that was sick. But yeah, 16 years, man. This guy, he retires, hangs it up. I did see a quote from him today, which was pretty wild, that he was like, he really felt like he was a failure after he left St. Louis, and it really bothered him a lot that he never got to win a cup here. But 38 years old, man. I mean, he didn't play all year because he had a back injury. That's a pretty storied career, dude. To 2 teams in 16 years, and as a forward, as like a goal scorer type guy, not like a defender that kind of just was there for a long time or whatever. Like, he was a cornerstone guy. He was always a contributor, right? I mean, it was fun to watch TJ Oshie play hockey.
He was quietly really good. He wasn't Ovechkin, but just he was good at hockey. Yeah, I don't know how to say it any better than that. Just like, you don't hear bad things about him. Like, good guy in the locker room, go to war with you in the playoffs. Just a very good professional hockey player. And I think that's very understating what he is. But that's kind of like, he was just a very professional hockey player.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, once he got out of St. Louis, a lot of those guys, Perron, all the guys, once they got out of St. Louis, they kind of grew up. And that was the problem. We got them all and they were super young. They were partying. St. Louis is, it's a place that a lot of people drink and stuff here. So it's a big drinking town. So, I think that those guys just kind of got sucked into the into that party life. And yeah, then they got out of here and they did big things, and they all won Stanley Cups, right? Some with the Blues, some not. But yeah, this is cool. I mean, shout out to TJ Oshie. You know, I hope he enjoys retirement. 16 years though. I mean, that I would have, if you would have told me back then, like if you would have said like in his first couple years, like he's going to play 16 years, he's only going to play for 2 teams, he's going to win a cup, he's going to be like a pretty big piece of that cup team with Ovechkin. You know, I would have been like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, right? And he did it. You know, guy wins a cup. You know, gets playing on a great line, right? I mean, gets to play with Ovechkin for years. I mean, with Backstrom.
Yeah,
So
pretty unfortunate, right?
Yeah, definitely a tough life he had up there. And he was loved everywhere he went, right? I mean, people here in St. Louis still love him. And yeah, I mean, very beloved in Washington. So he was on a last year of chronic back injury, last year of 8-year, $46 million deal. Yeah, signed with the Capitals in 2017. So ceremony was held on the waterfront by the fountains when 7 years earlier to that day. Trying to see if you said anything about Tom Wilson grabbed me. That's pretty sick. Yeah, that's cool. So he got to do his thing at where he celebrated the cup. That was cool. Just seeing if there's anything else on here. This is a long fucking article. Jesus Christ.
It's a lot of words.
A lot of words. But yep, 16 years. TJ Oshie, boys. Shout out to him. Enjoy it, King. Enjoy it, King, because you deserve it. You fucking deserve it. Captain America, baby. 4-1 still. The goddamn Pirates losing to Sandy. What was Sandy? Let's see what. Let's check out before we close up shop. Let's check what was Sandy's.
I'm sure.
By the way,
be good.
The Chicago sucks, dude. The Chicago Sky. They're if anybody, I don't know. Hopefully Ray's been doing this. If you guys want to make money, the most surefire bet, and there's this group of guys. I don't know if it's on YouTube or the bet in her missing the first basket.
Yeah, it ended like I remember seeing like she finally hit one, and it ended like a 9-0 streak or something ridiculous.
Yeah, like she's straight. Like if you want to make money, just bet that Angel Reese will miss her first bucket, and it's basically free money. But yeah, here they're right now they're down 30 again. They just lost to fucking Caitlin Clark-less Fever by like 30. Angel Reese had 4 points. She's trash. She now I just sent Dale this stat the other day. She now has more. She has more rebounds than points in her career, which is crazy. So they're about to be 2-6. Indiana's also losing. They're not doing too hot with old Caitlin Clark on the sidelines. But anyway, let's look at Sandy's stat line tonight.
I'm gonna guess he like pitched 6 innings and give up no runs on 8 strikeouts.
Fucking Christ! And the Guardians lost 1-0. Just fucking disgusting, dude. They're 2 games over 500. They are really falling apart. All right. They didn't play Fever. I know they didn't play the Fever Jack. What do you mean they didn't play the Jackass? They did play the Fever the other night. They're playing New York tonight, and they just played the Fever without Caitlin Clark like 2 days ago. Jackass.
You did not hit the shot, you jackass. There's your Happy Gilmore.
So what'd you say his stat line was going to be?
I figured 6 runs or 6 innings, 0-1 runs, struck out like 7 or 8.
6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 6 Ks.
It's pretty good. That's
go get him, Cleveland. Go get him.
That is a turning the corner kind of start, hopefully. Or you make the argument that you're playing against the shitbirds.
They started hitting in they hit 2 solo bombs in the 8th, so they tried, but can't be losing to the Marlins. Well, that's what happens when you put money on them. So, It is what it is. We're half the shots don't go over the rim, 30% from the field. Yeah, dude, she's absolute cheeks. Like she is cheeks. And then like she was so stoked to show everybody that outfit of hers. Like she was like strutting and like she was like doing all these extra poses. Even when they were done taking pictures, she's like, "Oh no, get this, get this, get this." She's posting after her outfits and stuff after the game. It's like, dude, you just lost by 30 to your supposed biggest rival team, right? That the Caitlin Clark, this big rival. She's not even playing, so it should be. I think you've only beat her once, right? She kicks the shit out of you every time you play. Here's your opportunity to like just go dominate the Fever, right? And you guys got ass pumped. It's all right, Tanner. Let it out, dude. I know the boot. You're sweating booze right now. I know it. Dude. Bourbon is coming through your pores. But yeah, dude, it's just pathetic. I mean, Angel Reese, like I don't want to hate on her, but like because last year I was one of those people who's like, dude, get off her for a little bit. Then obviously it's like she does not care very much about the game, so she is more about what comes with it, right, and the glam and shit. So it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Toronto beating St. Louis. Did you see what I texted you before we got on here? Andres with the 3-run bomb.
I did not. No, I just.
It was he got him on the board. It was 0-0. He put him up 3-0 with a 3-run big dog.
By the way, for the DX thing, who is Triple H and who is Shawn Michaels of the two of us? D-Generation X.
Oh, I'm Shawn Michaels.
Oh, okay.
No Caitlin Clark at the Fever versus Sky Game tickets were $3. I saw that.
Yeah.
$3.
It's
unfucking believable. And this girl was talking about that. No, but this is the same girl that 2 months ago she says, "Oh, you don't want to pay us what the guys make? We'll just sit out." Okay.
Did I read that correct? That Angel Reese is trying to sell her shoe for $1,000 a pop?
I fucking wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know if that was like one of those clickbait like Twitter things, but like I seen it and I'm like, that can't be real. But part of me thinks it could be real because she's that.
Yeah, she's fucking about. That's what I'm saying.
crazy.
She got the podcast. Same, like, look, this is the same chick. Which, look, I like, and I know like how some people are gonna take this bit, and this is the last point I'm gonna make before we get out of here. But I am all for sex work. I'm all for women selling their bodies, making money on that. Whatever. Like, I think men should do it. Men can do it. Women should be able to do it. Like, I am all for them, if they got ass and everything, they're doing swimsuit models, they're wearing skimpy clothes, they're wearing, like, I'm all about it. Free it, dude. I'm all women power, dude. Love it. But don't fucking gaslight all of us and go like she did last year where she's like, I'm just so sick of being sexualized. I'm so sick of this. Bitch, this weekend you had Sexy Red on your podcast and you guys both jumped up and down to see whose ass would clap the loudest against the back of their fucking thighs when you jumped up and down. Like, I'd rather you just come out and say, I'm a fucking sex icon. Look at me. Like, look at me. I am a sex symbol. We know you are, Angel. We know. But like you being like, oh, I'm just trying to play basketball. What do you mean you're trying to sexualize? Bitch, you know what you're doing. You're wearing one pieces with Sexy Red. You guys were literally trying to see who can clap louder 48 hours ago. So quit fucking trying to pull the goddamn, covers over all our faces and act like we're all idiots. It's like, just embrace it. Just come out and tell everybody, yeah, look, I'm a hot bitch and I'm going to flaunt it, right? Okay. Everybody would be like, yeah, okay. Right? Cool. Good for it. Good. Go get it. We love that shit.
Make some money.
Good. You mean she drops 20 and she's a walking double-double and she's got an ass the size of Montana? Go for it. Love it. But bitch, you're shooting 4 for 20. Okay? You have the worst shooting percentage in the league. You get 12 rebounds a game, but 9 of them are offensive rebounds off of your own misses.
Yep.
I ain't trying to watch you clap ass when you can't even do your fucking job. So that's my rant on that. Caitlin Clark. Look, if Caitlin Clark didn't look like, I'm not even going to go there. Billy Kidman. whatever.
That's so God, that's accurate. I should laugh. Oh God. Oh no, that's so bad, but it's so right. Oh.
Look, she may or may not look like Billy Kidman, okay?
But does. I've never thought of that. That is
brother, I have. She looks. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Google Caitlin Clark and then Google Billy Kidman.
Oh my God, it's like Billy Kidman in like the end of WCW with like the white. Oh,
the
God,
white and the jean shorts. Yep. Shooting 420 and she don't even smoke. Straight the fuck up, dude. Straight up. She's a fraud.
Boy, Ray.
She's a fraud. We love you, Ray. You're my favorite. All right, well, we're gonna shut this shit down. Look, thank you guys so much for bearing with us. 34 viewers tonight. We love that. That's sick. Really appreciate you guys. Sorry that we went, AWOL for a week and a half. We just had a lot of shit happen at once. So we had to just kind of take a step back and look, we weren't just going to get on here for the sake of streaming and look miserable and whatever. Like if we're going to be here, we're going to enjoy it. We want you guys to enjoy it. And we're going to do it because we love it. So, we're not here just because it's a chore. So took a few weeks off, gathered our shit. Here, we're back Tuesdays, Thursdays for the time being, at least for the foreseeable future. We're a flexible group here, so who knows what the future holds. But Tuesday, Thursday for right now, 7 p.m. Central, same thing, X and YouTube. So if you guys are on X, make sure you guys like that stream, man. Hit that follow button, please, please, please. And if you're on YouTube, it takes 2 seconds. Hit that like button. It truly helps us in the algorithm. Hit that follow button, hit the bell so you guys get notified whenever we go live. If you guys are sports bettors, get over to the Action Network, scan that QR code up top. It'll take you to all of our shit, take you up to our whatever that is, the link tree. So it has all of our socials. Follow us there. It's got our Action Network. 3 to 5 bets every single day. Daily, looks like you want to say something?
You don't always have to follow when I go.
Yeah, look, it's Taylor Fade. Do what you want to do. Like, if you see what some shit that today was, we filled it out on the front, in the very front seat of the short bus this morning.
Oh, it was. I wasn't proud, but it's what I liked.
But right now, it looks like we're going to go 1 for 1. So knock on wood. Get it over there. Give us a follow, 100% free. As soon as you guys as soon as you follow, as soon as we lock them in, you guys get notified. So on that note, you guys have a really, really, really great Tuesday. We'll see you guys back here in 2 days on Thursday, right here, same place, same time. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in to Derelict Sports. See you guys later. Peace.
Trucking intellect, got change in my pocket, $1.50 at best.